Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22, Naval Air Station, Corpus Christi, Texas, provides administrative support to assigned units and advocates for policies, requirements, and standards for the training of Marines in aviation and other specialties. Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22 provides direct support for two training air wings. Training Air Wing 2, Naval Air Station, Kingsville, Texas, trains Marines in the military occupational specialties of 7507, Basic AV-8B Pilot, 7516, Basic F-35B Pilot, and 7521, Basic FA-18 Pilot. And Training Air Wing 4, Naval Air Station, Corpus Christi, Texas, trains Marines in the military occupational specialties of 7531, Basic MV-22 Pilot, and 7556, KC-130 Pilot. Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22 also provides oversight for Marine Corps Detachment Joint Base, San Antonio, Lackland, Texas, provides entry-level and skills progression training for enlisted personnel in the military police, military working dog handler, kennel master, traffic management, accident investigation, corrections, and contracting occupational fields. Marine Corps Detachment Goodfellow Air Force Base, Texas, provides entry-level and skills progression training for enlisted and warrant officer personnel in the intelligence, linguist, cryptologic, and firefighter occupational fields. Marine Corps Representative 558th Flying Training Squadron represents Marine Corps and Training Command interest in undergraduate, remotely piloted aircraft training and provides support to Marine officers qualifying as unmanned aircraft commanders. And Marine Corps Detachment Fort Huachuca, Arizona provides entry, intermediate, and advanced training for intelligence and unmanned aircraft system operators and maintainers.
My name's Captain Shelby Gowdy.
Staff Sergeant Vincent Colombo.
Staff Sergeant Matthew Enderton.
I'm a primary flight school instructor.
I'm a DoD fire instructor.
I'm the Senior Unmanned Aircraft Systems Instructor Operator.
Here at Marine Aviation Training Support Group 22 in NAS Corpus Christi.
Marine Corps Detachment, Goodfellow Air Force Base, San Angelo, Texas.
Board UAS Training Battalion, Fort Huachuca, Arizona.
The mission of MATSG-22 is to train future naval aviators. They're usually Navy and Marine Corps officers, and they're going to go out and support the MAGTF. When a Marine officer shows up to flight school, they can expect a full-blown fire hose effect. They've really got the gamut of options as far as training aids and devices. They start in the classroom, like we said. Then following that, there's computer-aided instruction, static trainers, so they can go in and practice their checklist as if they're really in the cockpit, and then full-blown motion simulators before they get in the aircrafts. Students in the primary syllabus typically get about 72 hours in the plane and 45 in the simulator. Majority of what they do is going to be without oversight, and all I can do is mentor them and lead them and set an example for them to follow, because really we're the first example that they see. They've come straight from TBS, and now they're exposed to all these naval pilots, and we need to be that Marine officer that's representative of the rest of the Marine officers in the Corps. I want to see that they're capable of flying this aircraft, but I also want to hold them to the standard of a Marine officer first. So it's crawl, walk, run at its finest. Marine aviation is just one of the four facets that makes up a MAGTF. They're going to go out and they're going to be the aircraft commander and have Marines on board, or they're going to go out and own the fighter that they're flying and be supporting those guys on the ground. And they need to be able to make real-time, game-time decisions that are going to impact the GCE, the LC, whoever they're supporting. So it really enables them to get out there and reach their objective, to attack the enemy's critical vulnerabilities and attack their weaknesses, and really just allow the Marine Corps to function autonomously as opposed to the Army and the Air Force.
So our mission here at the Fire Academy is to take all DoD personnel, especially our Marines, and take them from the basic boot camp and MCT trained Marine and turn them into full fleet firefighting personnel. So the way that we train our Marines is through 68 days of training. We'll do anything from search to ventilation to actual fire suppression, all to set them up for what they'll be doing in the fleet in any type of scenario, both in the States and overseas. We'll have academic tests, lecture periods, performance-based objectives, and then we'll actually evaluate them on it. Any search trainer that we have or any aircraft that we have, we can fill them with smoke machines to give it a little more real-world scenario type feel to it. we light the trainers on fire, and we're going to have them try and fight in the same methods that we use in the fleet. We're turning them into emergency rescue and firefighting Marines. So Marine concept first, they're a Marine first, but we need them to know how to fight their fires. We have airfields all over the United States and other countries that we have to maintain. Without us, the airfield's going to be shut down. We have to have some type of fire suppression. We have no fire suppression, we have no flights that can go. We have things like munitions, the fuel, hydraulic fluid, anything that can be found on an aircraft. If anything were to pop off like that, then it's not a safe environment for any of our other Marines to go ahead and actually conduct their mission. Some of the Marines are going to be 3 months or less removed before they actually get to deploy. So we have to teach them the basics here so they can revert back to it, almost like that muscle memory type factor. So as soon as they get to the real world, something pops off for the first time for the real deal, they know exactly what they're trying to do. We're taking these baseline Marines and we're turning them into the Emergency Fire and Rescue Service. That's exactly what we're doing.
The mission of the UAS schoolhouse here aboard Fort Huachuca, Arizona is to provide entry-level training for prospective unmanned aircraft commanders, UAS operators, and maintainers for the operational forces. It's a mixture of classroom instruction and practical application. Our students normally start at FAA ground school, where they then progress to the simulators, and then finally onto the flight line for actual live flights. The systems that we use during practical application are Universal Mission Simulator, or UMS. That is just a direct replica of the actual ground control stations that we use to fly real aircraft. So our scenarios are very dynamic, as the instructors can add or take away from the various scenarios that we run the Marines and soldiers through. It causes them to problem solve and crew coordinate, utilizing good crew resource management as that air crew. We're brand new, so we're pioneering a lot of things with regards to unmanned aircraft systems and how the MAGTF is going to employ them. And because it's so new, I think that a lot of our customers, whether it's the ground combat element or the air combat element or even the logistics combat element, are unaware of what assets we can bring to the fight. Primary being intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance from an aerial platform, developing the situation on the battlefield. We are in a joint environment, so therefore we do stand out as we hold ourselves a cut above and to that higher standard. You know, if you want to be precise, you must practice precision, and just meeting the standard is not okay. We are here to meet and exceed that standard by far.